If we can name it to tame it, right? If we can start to say, I just feel overwhelmed and I don't want help, I don't want words, I don't want anything, I just need to name it. Just even naming it starts to shrink that fear in the moment because we are feeling grounded in like, okay, what's really happening for us?
Today's episode is brought to you by Brittany Becker Psychotherapy. With more than 10 years of mental health expertise, Britney provides individualized care that empowers young adults and families to heal and move forward with confidence. Visit BrittanyBeckerLMHC.com today for more information and be sure to follow them on social media. Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones, and we are about sharing informative conversations that inform and enlighten. We are also about empowering your passion with purpose. I am so excited for today's guest. My guest today is Brittany Becker, and she is the founder of Brittany Becker Psychotherapy. She's a licensed mental health counselor, consultant, and mentor with nearly 2 decades of experience helping individuals and families find calm in the chaos. Today, we're going to be talking about the journey or her journey into mental health and what drives her passion to do this work. And really focus on some practical ways to help people manage anxiety and stay grounded in today's world. As we just said, the world is a little bit upside down right now.
Totally.
So I want to thank you so much for joining us. It is a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Finally meeting you in person.
Yes. Yeah.
In this virtual world. It's nice to meet in person.
Yeah. There's nothing like it. Just like the energy, the vibe. And
so different, right?
So nice.
Yeah, it is nice. So you spent nearly 2 decades helping individuals and families work through some of the most challenging moments in their lives. Yeah. What inspired you to be a mental health professional? What's the why?
Well, let me take you back now. But in all seriousness, as a young kid, myself and my family went through a tragic loss. And like many people I work with, their story follows them into their journey and who they become as an adult. And for me, it certainly shaped me. I very much grew up fast and really observed people, observed all the adults and how they coped. I observed my peers and what their lives looked like, what their families were like. And I was that bubbly kid that, was performing on stages and that was my outlet. And I don't think I really knew the feelings that I was feeling. I didn't really have the model of let's talk about all the feelings and all the spectrum of that. But I knew I felt big feelings. And I also knew that people gravitated towards me because of that. I kind of just got it. And I never judged. And I was always kind of grateful. And I didn't really know why. All I knew is that we went through something. My family came together. We were very supportive and loving. We maybe didn't always talk about the hard stuff, but we celebrated life. And so I learned I need to celebrate life. And along the way, when people were feeling down, they kind of gravitated towards that energy. But as I continued to grow up, to go to school, to go to grad school, I still knew I was good at helping people. I liked being there for someone. I liked being there for kids. I wanted to give back to young kids like myself who went through things. But it wasn't until I really started to go through my master's program and work with these different populations of people that I realized what I really want to do is talk about feelings. I want to have space for all the feelings. I want to tell people the real, true, authentic you is the one that can experience it all and still get up and be resilient and be bubbly and positive, but also allowed to just have a not so good day.
Right.
And that's okay. So that's my why, to be the real, authentic me, to hold space for people and say, feel it all, feel it out loud, and then let's edit it. Let's see what's working for you and what's not.
I love that. I love that approach.
Yeah, so that's why I'm here. That's why I do the thing I do every day with pride and excitement, and also just from a down to earth, like, let's just talk. Kind of like what you do.
Right.
We're just talking.
And, I think with when somebody is in therapy and they get to talk to someone that's not judgmental.
Yeah.
A lot of people, well, some people tend to gravitate toward their friends or family, what have you, to talk about these issues. But I'm not going to say there's a judgment there, but there might be a little bit of a judgment there. So it's nice for you to create a space for people to talk openly about their big feelings.
Yes.
For sure.
We all would like to say we're not judgmental totally, but you know what? When we know the people in our lives, we know the things that they're coming to us and talking to us about, and we have our prejudgments.
That's
we
right.
just do.
Always.
So sometimes we need that true blank space.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's great. So you were practicing cognitive behavioral therapy even when you were younger.
Yeah.
And didn't know it.
I just didn't know it. Yeah. It all made sense when I went to school, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Exactly. So you're known for bringing that warmth and the intuition within that space for people.
Yeah.
How do you balance your professional expertise with being truly present and empathetic for each of your clients?
Yes. You know what? I enter each session from that place where I reground myself and I'm just here. And I just will say to myself, okay, you just got to hold the space and let's see where it goes. You're not here to control the outcome. You're not here to fix somebody's life or problem. You are here to just be in that space. And for 45 minutes to an hour, if that's all someone gets in their week to just feel safe and comfortable, then I've done my job if I just showed up.
Right.
And then the extra skill building, that's like icing on top.
Yeah. And it's a process, right?
Totally.
You shouldn't be in therapy forever, but there is a process. It's not a quick fix, right?
Yeah.
In the age of constant news and social media and stress, what are some practical steps that adults can take daily to manage anxiety and stay grounded when everything feels so overwhelming?
Yeah. Anxiety, a lot of that we experience, it's being fearful or scared of the things that are out of our control. It's the things that either were in the past and there's no way we can fully ever go back and change it, or potentially in the future that may not even happen, but we've created this narrative. So in those moments, we're seeking comfort and control. And so what we need to do a lot of the times is kind of look at this. What is in my control and what's not in my control? And how do I sit with that? And so when I talk to young adults and families, there's three main areas that I usually, even when I go specifically to the skills, it usually falls under these categories of communicate, cope ahead, and have compassion, right? If we can communicate, if we can name it to tame it, right? If we can start to say, I just feel overwhelmed and I don't want help, I don't want words, I don't want anything, I just need to name it. Just even naming it starts to shrink that fear in the moment because we are feeling grounded in like, okay, what's really happening for us? And then we can start to make a plan. And either that plan is there are certain skills to lessen the intensity of that feeling in the moment if it feels too overwhelming, or the skill is sit in it and let's tolerate it and it's okay and it will pass. So whether we are naming it and taming it and validating and actively listening, that's letting someone come into your life and say, here's what's going on for me. And the other person just listening and not trying to fix and not thinking that there's this whole agenda. It's just listen, right? And then coping ahead. There's so many of these situations that bring up anxiety for us that even though it may seem like that came out of nowhere, it can be a very similar trigger every single time, even if the situation's different. So coping ahead may look like, do I have a toolkit? And in my toolkit, is it physical things like fidget toys or self-soothing types of products? Or is it mantras? Is it prayer? Is it the person that you know exactly who to call when it's this emotion versus the person you call when it's that emotion, right?
Right.
And then lastly, the compassion. Have compassion towards someone else. Model for someone else to say, yeah, I feel that feeling all the time. And it's okay. And sometimes in those moments, especially with the anxiety, the good enough mentality is good enough. You know what? Today, my best looks like I'm not cooking dinner for my whole family. It looks like we're ordering in. That's my best, and that is good enough because I'm working with what I got.
Right.
That is okay.
Point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that we're all just constantly doing our very best at that given moment with what we got. And sometimes people will say, well, that's not good enough. And sometimes it just is.
It just has to be.
Just has to be. Right.
So with adults feeling that way,
Yeah.
how can adults and parents help their children when they feel so overwhelmed at times,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, model what they need. Taking a step back and saying, when I'm feeling certain emotions, can I even name it for myself? Am I aware of that? And what do I usually need in those moments? And then coming in and talking to your kids, and instead of saying automatically, well, if you're my kid, that's exactly what you need. It's, well, here's when I feel this, and what I'm feeling right now is this feeling. So teaching them how to name it. This is what I do. And then showing them the way. And they may be like, no, I don't want to talk about it. But now you've told them that you're real, you're human, and they're also allowed to feel that and name it and talk about it and have skills to deal with it.
Right.
So I think for a lot of adults, it's getting to their level, getting to their child's level, whatever the age is.
Right.
And saying like, I get it.
Yeah. So I remember, my daughter often says that when she was younger, she thought adults had it all figured out. And now she knows that that's not true.
So. No.
So it's being able, and knowing that, or a child knowing that, I still have to figure some things out. I'm going to protect you and keep you safe.
Yes.
However, there's some things that I might be dealing with on their level, of course, but that it's okay.
That it's okay.
Yeah.
And this is how I deal with it, right? How empowering is that for a young person to be like, wow, they have these feelings too.
Right.
And they survive.
Yeah. Right.
They survive it on the hardest day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
I think one other thing that I like to mention sometimes with parents or families talking to younger kids is playing the tape forward and saying the if then. So if you get a bad grade, then what? Okay, then my teacher might call home. Okay, then what? Then what? And keep going. And after a while, they're like, all right, I get it enough. But it's helping them to see like, yeah, it might be uncomfortable. And we're okay. We're still standing here.
We're all right.
We're okay. Yeah. And there's tools to deal with that.
Exactly. Social media brings a whole nother element into this, right?
Yep.
How does social media affect this anxiety that we're talking about? Also self-image. And what are healthy ways people can kind of dial it back from social media, but still feel connected, so to speak?
Sure. Social media, there are so many awesome parts of social media.
Right.
I'm on social media. I definitely use it.
Your IG is great.
Thank you. And like any type of tool or thing that's out there, we need to understand the relationship that we can have with it. And that relationship can shift and change depending on the season and whatever's going on in life. And the thing is that with social media, there's a lot more things that are put up that are in our face and loud and proud that we, long time ago, would not have had to even think about or deal with. We just would think about maybe the what ifs, but now we're seeing it. So it's a matter of, can I be as active on social media? Do I need to take a step back? Do I need to mute certain accounts? What happens for me if I'm getting triggered, if I'm having feelings? And what do I need to do with those feelings? And some of the practical things are even shifting from moving an app off your phone and you having to type it into the URL when you want to go.
Right.
It helps you to create some pause to say, am I in a healthy, safe space to look at this media right now, right? And it gives you some time to check in and say, is it helpful? What am I following? What do I need right now for my mental health to be inundated with?
Right.
And a lot of things we're not in control with what we're going to see at any moment.
You never know.
Right? And so we go back to the beginning. We find the things that we are in control of and deal with it that way. And the things that don't have control over, how are we going to pick up the pieces?
Right.
What do we need to do?
And I find maybe like setting time limits, right, on social media sometimes. But I love the idea. Get rid of the app. Yeah. Because you won't go on as much. It's so true.
Yeah.
It's a great pause.
Yes.
A lot of people, you had mentioned that you had experienced tragedy within your childhood, and a lot of people are dealing with grief and all of that, whether they lost a loved one and we did a whole workshop talking about this, a job, normalcy, all of that. How can we recognize and honor grief in everyday life? So for people who are struggling with that, how can they there's no timetable for grief,
Yeah.
but how can they honor that grief in everyday life?
Yeah, I think there's two parts of that I like to think of for myself on any given day is how am I honoring myself during bigger times of grieving moments or mourning, and by that it's how am I taking care of myself?
Right.
And it may not look perfect, but it's like before, like am I doing the best on this day to say in honoring myself during a time of grief, did I eat today? Did I did I connect with someone I love? Did I go for that walk? Did I put myself first and take care of myself? And then when I'm able to honor myself, I'm able to also then better honor loved ones who are not here in the physical world anymore, to be able to say like, I'm living my best life and I miss you. And in your name, this is something I can give to you. This is how I can feel connected. And for some people, it's the way I go about my day and the mantras and the thoughts that I have can make me feel like I'm honoring that loved one in the grief. And for other people, it's having huge events and fundraisers in their name and honoring. It's whatever feels right for you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm getting a little emotional about that because it's such a great way to think of it, So thank you so much.
Of course.
So you have a private practice,
Yep.
right? And you also mentor up and coming therapists as well. So how can people connect with you in reference to your private practice, and what is the importance of you mentoring up and coming therapists?
So I love mentoring up and coming therapists, people that are entering the field. They feel like additional siblings to me. I feel very passionate about this field and helping each other. I feel like we are all this big team in the helping field. No matter what your title is, we are all here on this journey together. So I like to just help them to feel grounded and to build that clinical intuition as well, because the work feels that much more satisfying when you're like, I feel it, I know it, and I can help. And then as far as how people can
your
connect
private
with
practice.
me,
Let people know how they can get to you.
So I work mainly virtually, and I work with adults who are living in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And I also have an office in person in Merrick, New York. And people can connect with me either by email or on my Instagram at B. Becker Psychotherapy. And, as easy as sending a text to say, hey, do we have time to set up a call and chat? I am someone who loves to meet new people who are looking to work on themselves. And if I'm not necessarily the person to go on that journey with you, I'm a connector. I love connecting people to the best fits for them. So.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you one question before you go, like a quick fire round.
Yes.
One simple daily habit that helps calm your mind.
Listening to music.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Any particular genre or?
For me, I would say for me, it's kind of like reggaeton.
Okay. That gets you going.
I have to be honest, like I gravitate more towards the like I'm feling good and good spirit and I want to move and dance feels very positive for me. So when I get to that, I'm like I'm ready to go.
Brittany, I want to thank you so much for sharing your insights and practical wisdom and managing this sometimes crazy world and seeing the good in it. And I really appreciate it. And it really shows through. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And conversations like this kind of remind us of the importance of healing and being able to take care of yourself and speaking to someone if you need to. So thank you.
Totally.
So
thank you.
If anyone would like to know a little bit more about Brittany Becker Psychotherapy, please make sure you visit her website and follow her on social media as well.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Conversations with Verdel Jones is about sharing knowledge and inspiring action. So remember, in the words of Maya Angelou, when you learn, teach, and when you get, give. If you enjoyed our conversation today, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you will never miss an episode. I'm Verdel Jones, and I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.